A very prominent building in downtown Dayton is getting a major facelift.
Yeah, the old Mendelssohn's liquidation outlet, now called the Delco building, is adding a lot to the downtown Dayton community. Lydia Bice spoke to the Dayton city manager today. What will this building be used for?
So the Delco building has been in downtown Dayton for decades, formerly known as the Mendelssohn's building. But now it's going to have a brand new reputation with apartments, restaurants, retail shops, office space, parking, and more.
So why is it so important that this renovation is happening right this second?
So when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, downtown Dayton lost a lot of major companies. But now, City Manager Dick Steen told me today that this project is so important because downtown Dayton impacts the entire Miami Valley's economy.
The number one thing to know is that we have had a strategy for many, many years that has emphasized the learn, live, work, play in downtown because it is the region's, one of the region's economic centers.
Now coming up at 6:30 on Fox 45, you'll hear exactly how many people this is going to impact. Back to you.
We now know tonight this woman you see here behind me will now spend the next 10 years in prison after burning her toddler with hot water. The Warren County prosecutor says 51-year-old LaShonda Walters was put the 2-year-old girl in a 126-degree bath after she soiled her diaper. The toddler suffered
If you look at what's happening in some of the college campuses across our country, the protesters are becoming really, really aggressive. They're harassing their fellow students or sometimes even preventing their fellow students from going to class, which is really a form of assault. And then you also see this really weird thing of setting up tent encampments in our public spaces, which, to me, you have the right to protest peacefully. You don't have the right to turn our public spaces into a garbage dump.
Vance added when protesters started breaking the law, they need to be treated as citizens who have done just that.
9 officers who died in the line of duty honored today. Members of the Ohio Peace Officer Training Commission and law enforcement officers from across the state joining Attorney General Dave Yost for the Ohio Peace Officer Memorial Ceremony. 9 officers who died between 2020 and 2023, all honored, 4 of which are from the Miami Valley. Preble County Sheriff's Deputy Joshua Hamilton died back in December. University of Dayton Public Safety Officer Anthony Cloyd, Corporal Matthew Mitchell from South Vienna, and St. Henry Patrolman Mark Heinel. Now, today's ceremony also unveiled a memorial wall with the names of the 836 fallen peace officers dating back to 1832.
Kroger is now investing $84 million into stores in the Dayton and Cincinnati areas. $45 million of those funds will be going towards renovations into the Middletown, Lebanon, Kettering, and Huber Heights stores. We'll also be seeing some changes. Both Kettering stores will undergo complete remodels as well. The rest of the funds will be going towards opening a new store and employee benefits.
Ohio lawmakers weighing the use of cameras in care facilities, the impact this could have on caregivers coming up.
Plus, I'm tracking rain on the way, how much we're expecting. That's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Flash flood warnings and flood watches are posted across East Texas today. At one point, rain was falling at a rate in excess of 13 inches per hour with wind gusts of 85 miles per hour. Last night, the system brought plenty of lightning along with heavy rain to the Austin area. And it's not rain, but lots of snow that's falling out of this storm cloud near Missoula, Montana.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Instagram.
The rights of people who have loved ones with developmental disabilities hangs in the balance this afternoon. The Ohio legislature weighing whether to require facilities to allow families to have cameras in rooms and whether to increase compensation for families who act as caregivers. David Winter brings us an update.
The committee considering HB 465 met this week with people who are in favor and opposed to the bill to try and find common ground. People like Bob Dolenmeyer, whose 53-year-old daughter lives in a facility in Brown County. He says that Stacy has had more than 20 doctor visits in the past 6 years, twice to the emergency room for injuries he says were never fully explained to him. HB 465 would allow him to have a camera in her room at the facility where she lives. Better yet, it would provide Medicaid funding to him to care for her at home at nearly the same level that the facility gets paid. But for Bob, it's not about the money.
We get along just fine. If she comes back to me, her Social Security comes back to me so I can pay for her needs out of the Social Security, we'd be fine. The Medicaid money, see ya, I don't need it.
But it would be helpful.
Absolutely.
Well, right now, Bob says that he is suing to get Stacy home after losing custody of her in a dispute with the state.
All right, well, tonight, a bill banning most abortions in Arizona has been repealed. Elise back at the Now Desk who made this decision.
So, Adam, Democratic Governor Katie Hobbs actually repealed the Civil War era law just hours ago. And in fact, she said the move is just the beginning in the fight to protect reproductive health care in her state. The law banned all abortions except those done to save a patient's life. The repeal means a 2022 statute banning the procedure after 15 weeks of pregnancy would become Arizona's prevailing abortion law.
All right, so weather, let's take a drone shot that we got of Miamisburg today. Beautiful days you step outside, plenty of green and hot temperatures. Let's check in with Natalie.
Yeah, it felt like summer today. It was very warm, climbing well into the 80s for most of us, close to 90 degrees. We're quiet out there right now. Notice a couple showers trying to pop up. Here you can see making its way into Mercer County. Can't completely rule out a shower for the rest of this evening, but most of us will be dry. It's not until tonight, tomorrow, we'll see those rain chances increase as we get our cold front to make its way in from the west, bringing a soggier Friday across the area. So as far as temperatures across the region, they're going to be climbing for us. We're dropping tonight into the 60s and eventually back into the 70s as we head into the day tomorrow. So taking a look at what we're expecting moving through time, we'll see temperatures tonight that eventually drop into the 60s for us, and then heading into the afternoon hours. This is about 10 a.m. as early as 10 a.m. We'll start to see showers making their way in. So it does look like perhaps an earlier onset of precipitation for us. Scattered rain, few rumbles of thunder. This is about 4 p.m. keeping showers and a few thunderstorms around. And then heading into the weekend, spot showers possible. Most of the weekend will be dry, although afternoon, evening showers and thunderstorms can't be ruled out for the upcoming weekend. And another awesome Team Tornado visit today. I was out at Champaign Elementary this afternoon for our latest presentation. Every year, a weather team heads out to elementary schools across the Miami Valley to teach kids about severe weather safety and how to find their safe spots. The kids had a great time learning and asking some awesome questions. I think they learned something too.
I learned that thunderstorms and tornadoes can be very dangerous and that you need to go to your safe spot immediately.
And our next stop is Fairbrook Elementary.
Good evening, I'm Matt Digby with a look at sports. Thursday is an off day for the Cincinnati Reds as they travel back from the West Coast, but the most recent road trip not going as well as David Bell's club would have hoped for. Just 2 wins out of 6 games. Wednesday's game in San Diego was providing an example of the Reds having opportunities but not being able to capitalize when it matters most. They did open the scoring yesterday at Petco Park and did rally to tie the game at 2. However, a grand slam from Jake Cronenworth deciding the outcome. Reds now below 500 in road games, but they do have a winning record at Great American Ballpark. And again, they're headed back to Cincinnati for a pair of series at home. So here are the upcoming series for the Reds. It's the Baltimore Orioles in town this weekend, then another off day Monday before welcoming the Arizona Diamondbacks to Great American. Next weekend, another West Coast road trip to San Francisco, another meeting with Arizona, followed by games against the Dodgers. And by the way, there's just over a month to go until the Cleveland Guardians come to Cincinnati. Cleveland finishing their series tonight in Houston. Dayton Dragons back home tonight at Dare Ballpark facing the West Michigan Whitecaps. Game 3 of 6 for the week. Dayton going for their first win after the visitors took the W both Tuesday and Wednesday. Dragons have averaged better than 8 runs a game the last 5 contests, but only 2 wins in that stretch. They're right now 5th in the Midwest League East Division. And speaking of the Dragons, earlier today, 2 Dragons players and mascot Gem visiting 2 Miami Valley elementary schools, Perrin Woods in Springfield and Hook Elementary in Troy. That's part of the Dragons MVP program. That's a tool used to motivate students in the classroom. 4th and 5th grade teachers recognizing 5 students as MVPs in their classroom. So they've each won lawn tickets to MVP night at Dare Ballpark, and they'll also have a chance to be randomly selected to throw out the first pitch at a future Dragons game.
Well, this Saturday, big day for Star Wars fans. That's because it is May the 4th. THU gives us a look at the events happening around the area you can attend in celebration.
If you are a Star Wars lover just like I am, the time to get excited is now, because this weekend is May the 4th, or May the 4th be with you. It's going to be this Saturday, and there's lots of events happening in the Miami Valley for Star Wars fans to celebrate and enjoy. The first one I want to tell you about is happening over at the Weggers & Gardens Metro Park. This is a family-friendly event happening from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. There's going to be some Star Wars games and activities and lots of Star Wars decorations and motifs. Another event happening is a showing of Return of the Jedi at the historic Plaza Theater in Miamisburg. This is going to be at 7 o'clock Saturday evening. Get those tickets as quick as you can. They might be selling out. And of course, you should know that the Ohio Garrison of the 501st Legion, they will be there in costume for the 2 hours before the show to take photos with fans. And the last event I want to tell you about is, of course, the Dayton Brick Shop. That's a Lego store in downtown Dayton. They are having a special block party all day on Saturday. Lots of fun. Long story short, no matter what level of Star Wars fan you are, there's something fun for you to do this Saturday for May the 4th. Of course, my friends, back to you over at the main set.
A story from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal. Construction now underway for a $5.3 million event center in Centerville. Take a look. That's that construction going on. Now, the center is going to be at Benham's Grove on North Main Street. It's going to hold about 200 people and can be used for parties and weddings. It's also going to feature outdoor spaces and grand rooms for guests to utilize and allow Benham's Grove to double the amount of events they can hold every year. We have all the details right now at Dayton247now.com. You can find this story and others like it under the Dayton Business Journal heading in the news tab.
Well, you can win some extra money for Mom this week. Continuing to play Mother's Day Mania. We're giving away a $100 prepaid debit card each day. Just watch your day, and we'll look for that Mother's Day Mania QR code. Get the question right, you could win the daily $100 prize and be entered for a chance to win a $5,000 weekly drawing. You can play Mother's Day Mania right now.
Well, the warm, or I should say hot one today, but rain is on the way tomorrow, so that's going to keep temperatures down a bit. I still think we'll see 70s, but showers on and off during the day. Definitely going to keep our temperatures down a bit. Here's a look at rainfall totals, what we could potentially see across the area. Looks like anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch, maybe even some higher totals. This is through Saturday morning, but keep in mind we have several rain chances through the weekend and then starting off next week, especially heading into next week. It looks like we have a pretty active weather pattern setting up across the area to bring some more rain into the region. But as far as temperatures over these next several days, we got upper 70s, lower 80s, and then mid 70s heading into our Monday, Tuesday back up to around 80 degrees. But we do stay fairly warm over these next several days and even into next week, despite some rain back in the picture too. So I'll have a look at our 7-day coming up.
Well, a lot of fun events happening this weekend. We'll have a look at the festivities and how you can get involved next.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
With the Kentucky Derby and Cinco de Mayo happening this weekend, there are plenty of events going on around the Miami Valley. Alex King breaking down a few ways you can spend your first weekend in May.
Kicking off with Cinco de Mayo week at El Maison, we got the Pollo patio party, got all kinds of foods, and then Friday you've got specialty margaritas, tequila shots, and then on Saturday you've got the Latin style pig roast and a Kentucky Derby watch party. We've got $8 pre-sale tickets, $10 at the door, or you could do the $40 VIP tickets. There's going to be live music and a special menu to look out for. Then we're going to head over to Party at the Plaza in the Water Street District. This is always a fun time, a free family fun event for everyone. So that's going to be at 5:30 on Friday with live performances, raffles, outdoor games, inflatables, and so much more than that. And then we're going to head over to Derby Day in the Oregon District. That's going to be on Saturday, and this is just going to be such a fun event. This is an annual event every year. This is the 6th year they've done it. There's going to be the wiener dog races, and you can register if you have a little weenie in your life on site that day. There's going to be a costume contest, a fashion show, and a hot dog eating contest. Overall, it's going to be truly such a fun weekend. On Saturday, it's May the 4th, be with you, so you can dress up as your favorite Star Wars character as well. Back to you guys.
Yeah, lots of things going on this weekend. And speaking of that, weather not too bad. So I will say we have rain in the forecast. Doesn't look like a washout of a weekend, but especially the afternoon, evening hours, we may see a few showers or even a thunderstorm pop up for us. High temperatures in the upper 70s. And again, for our Sunday, we'll start out quiet, but heading into the afternoon and evening hours of Sunday, spot shower, maybe a storm. Rain chances fairly slim, especially when you compare it to tomorrow, where we are anticipating rain, especially around lunchtime into the afternoon. A few thunderstorms possible as well. Temperatures will be above normal for this time of the year over these next several days. We'll continue with 80s and 70s, may stay in the 70s with that rain tomorrow, especially with an earlier arrival that may keep temperatures down just a bit. But overall, plan on a fairly warm and unsettled forecast, especially next week. On and off rain chances for us. And again, not an all-day rain type of event. It's just we'll have to be tracking those shower and thunderstorm chances. It's this time of the year, especially once we get warm and a little muggy, pretty much any little system that comes through will bring that small chance for rain. So keep that umbrella handy.
Nothing severe, though.
No,
at the moment.
Not looking at it like it at this point.
All right, that does it for us. We're over on Fox.